This video is about one thing: how to get rich. It's a set of cognition and a set of methods, and it's the key content in the book, The Latte Factor. The video includes 2 common misconceptions most people have about money and 2 specific methods to make the money in hand grow more and more. The first misconception we have about money is thinking that if our income increases and we earn more, the money we have in hand will increase. In fact, you thought so a few years ago. Several years have passed. Your income has increased, but are you richer now? Financial problems are determined by financial habits. If your cognition doesn't change, you earn more and spend more, and in the end, you still can't save money. If you've experienced it, you must know what I'm talking about. Or you can ask someone who had no money when earning 3,000 yuan a month. His income has increased maybe to 10,000 or 20,000 yuan a month, but he still has no money in hand. Without good financial habits, an increase in income will only magnify financial problems. What we need to solve is the problem of financial habits. The solution is very simple: the old-fashioned savings and investment. But it is definitely not about making us set a budget and forcing ourselves not to spend money, because this method is against human nature and difficult to stick to. After watching this video, your cognition will naturally change. How to change naturally? This involves the first method, called investing in yourself first. Investing in yourself is divided into 2 parts. In the first part, we first need to clarify what we want, which are the things we can't afford or can't do for a long time because of lack of money. For example, you want to buy a Switch 2 but can't afford it, or you want to travel or take a music class but can't do it because you don't have money. These are the things you really want. After clarifying, you need to do some math. Let me ask you a question. How many hours do you work per week? Maybe 40 hours, 50 hours, or even more. How many of those hours are you working for yourself? Let's calculate. First, calculate your hourly wage based on your monthly salary. For example, if you work 6 days a week, 8 hours a day, your hourly wage is about 21 yuan. You also need to know your daily expenses, such as rent or mortgage, utilities, phone bills, transportation, meals every day, and coffee or milk tea. You need to calculate how much all these cost. Then you will know who you are working for every day. You are working for the landlord or the bank, for the taxi driver, for the coffee or milk tea shop, and so on. Most people save money only after spending their income on these expenses, and some even can't save at all. To sum up, most people pay others first and then pay themselves. A person needs to work more than 90,000 hours in a lifetime, but in the end, they still have no money. They spend their whole life creating value for others, not for themselves. This approach is wrong. We must invest in ourselves. How to invest? Save the income from the first hour of work every day. What for? To do the things you want to do. Didn't I just say that investing in yourself is divided into 2 parts? So the first part is called the dream account. Don't underestimate these 20 yuan. Too many people don't understand the power of compound interest. For example, if you do a regular investment in a fund on your phone, putting in 20 bucks every day for 5 years, and let's say the average annual return is 5.38%, but let's play it safe and use 3% instead. After 5 years, you'd end up with about 39,375 yuan. So let's just say around 40,000 yuan. Is this amount small? If you invest regularly for 10 years, you will have 94,720 yuan in the end. Even without interest, just the principal. Saving 20 yuan every day for 5 years will give you 36,500 yuan. That's not a small amount, right? Think about how many things you can do with this money now. This is just saving 20 yuan every day. But at this time, many people say, isn't this controlling consumption? I want to enjoy the moment, otherwise life is too tiring. I just can't save money. I like to spend and please myself. Is that not allowed? Okay, but still, what is it that you really want? Our mindset needs to change. Do you really want to be in a state of having no money? If not, then this state is brought about by your consumption. If you don't want to be broke, then consume less. Every time you spend, ask yourself, what do I really want? What causes me to have no money? This is what the book refers to as the latte factor. It refers to those insignificant expenditures that can be avoided or replaced. Now, list your daily expenses. For instance, if you have a cup of coconut milk latte on your way to work every morning, which costs 6 yuan, not to mention other unnecessary expenses, just this 6 yuan for the coconut milk latte, if saved every day without considering interest, would amount to 10,950 yuan in 5 years. This is not a small amount of money, enough to buy a TV, a refrigerator, a washing machine, and a whole set of household appliances. The latte factor does not mean suppressing yourself, but rather understanding what is truly important to you. Every time you spend, ask yourself, what do I really want? What causes me to have no money? One point to note is that we can buy anything important provided that we have already invested in ourselves, meaning that 1 hour's salary has been saved and invested every day. We can also think of some alternative solutions for the latte factor. For example, buy an ice cube tray, freeze some ice cubes, and purchase instant coconut milk. The taste is actually not much different. We must remember that solving financial problems is not about having more money, but about developing new financial habits. We mustn't think about getting rich quickly. The probability of explosive growth in wealth is not zero, but extremely low. Even if you get rich quickly, if your financial mindset doesn't change, you will soon return to poverty. We have all seen those news stories where people who won the lottery ended up in poverty or even in debt. A wise person does not stand under a dangerous wall. We must not put ourselves in risky situations. Getting rich quickly is a vague hope, a fairy tale, a way to comfort oneself with fantasies. Therefore, correct financial management is almost the only way out. As the book says, the second misunderstanding about money is that investment requires a large amount of idle funds. In fact, it doesn't. And the fatal thing is that if your financial habits don't change, you won't have a large amount of idle funds. The more you earn, the more you spend, and the money is gone. From what we just discussed, you know that saving and investing need to start now, and it's completely possible to start now. How long have you been in a state of having no money? I want to say, suffering is not the lesson. The cause of the suffering is. That being said, whether it's saving 1 hour's wage per day or the money from the latte factors, this forced saving can still feel uncomfortable and be quite difficult to implement. Therefore, the second technique is called automate, don't budget. Find a tool, set the amount, and after your income comes in, it's automatically transferred away without manual intervention. There are plenty of such tools, like Alipay or others. You can find one yourself. Calculate how much 1 hour's wage per day multiplied by the number of workdays is, then set up an automatic transfer from your salary card on a specific date each month for that amount. Remember the 2 parts of paying yourself first. The first part is the dream account. The second part is called the retirement account. Too many people work over 90,000 hours in their lifetime, but still end up with little money, which is tragic. Therefore, a retirement account is necessary. Enterprise pension insurance is essentially helping us save through automation. Or, if we want to set aside our own pension, we can also use automation to do it. And remember to utilize compound interest. Besides saving, investing is truly necessary. We need to understand one thing. What is our life goal? It's to not work just for money. To move from working for money to making money work for us. Then we don't have to rely on labor income. This is the true freedom we desire. An investment can give us that freedom. It can make money generate more money. As for what exactly investment is and how to invest, I won't make any recommendations here. Please go and learn about it yourself. The above are the key points from the book, The Latte Factor. Wishing you increasing wealth.